Ticket? Yeah.
It's not. This is that way.
Good file.
Modified agenda.
It
was typed up, but it wasn't printed, yes. That's in theory what's gonna be happening. Yes. All right, so you're gonna be swearing on first.
Yes.
To do an executive session.
Oh, gotcha.
You will, and then I'll put it in the motion, obviously, with no exceptions. Okay? Thank you.
Safe we started. Some crap.
I told us. All right. Sorry, everybody. Folks, it's 7:30. We're gonna call this meeting order. If you'll please rise to pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United
States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, everybody. All right, we need a roll call, please. Trustee Hoff.
Here.
Trustee Cannelli.
Here.
Trustee Schatzberger. Here. Trustee Thomas. Here. Trustee Diatley.
Here.
Trustee McGuire.
Here.
Not quite yet. All right, we have a request to approve remote attendance by electronic means from Trustee McGuire with a family emergency. Do I have a motion from the board?
So moved, Diatley.
Second. Moved by Diatley, seconded by Schatzberger. Any comments, questions, discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote, please. Trustee Hoff.
Yes.
Trustee Cannelli.
Yes.
Trustee Thomas.
Yes.
Trustee Diatley.
Aye.
Trustee Schatzberger. Aye. All in favor, no opposed, motion passes. Thank you. Welcome, Trustee McGuire. Thanks for joining us. Moving on to item number 4, minutes. Do I have a motion for the approval of the regular board meeting minutes from March 16th, 2026?
I have a question.
Okay, motion for
Do
discussion.
the motion.
Motion for discussion, please.
Second,
So moved.
moved by Thomas, seconded by Diatley. Comments, questions, discussion, Trustee Thomas.
In 13, I think it's 13B, there's a date in there of, like the 4th line down with the board passed 8/18/2026. We haven't gotten to that date yet, so I think
We've
is
not
it,
gotten to that date yet. 8/18.
is it 3?
Oh, it would have been 8/18/25.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
we had a meeting on that day. Yes. All right, so we'll change that to 8/18/25.
Okay.
Trustee Hoff, I'm sorry, were you done?
Yeah.
Trustee Hoff,
What I was gonna bring up.
Okay.
any?
Yes, it seemed to me that there was a lot of discussion regarding the finance proposal, but not much of that was summarized, which I was kind of surprised that it should have been part of the record.
Would you like to make amendments?
Such as,
What would you like included?
well, I mean, there was at least a half-hour conversation back and forth. I think if anything needs to be amended, would we go back and listen to the meeting and then update the minutes based on that, just because it should be part of the record.
Would you like to table this motion to have them edited and brought back at the next board meeting?
Not necessarily. I think if we just know that it needs to be addressed, I have faith that it'll get done.
Well, so we can't approve the minutes that we haven't read yet. So if you would like some amendments to that and more information.
I think it should be part of the record.
Okay. Would you like to make a motion to table it for amendments?
Make the motion that we would table the minutes until they're updated with what I believe was a lot more discussion last week.
And then will you reach out to the clerk to kind of help figure out what you feel is missing?
I'd be happy.
Thank you. Do I have a second for that motion?
Second.
Moved by Cannelli, seconded by Schatzberger to table the approval of the minutes until the following meeting. No discussion on table, correct?
Correct.
Comments, sorry. Roll call vote, please. Trustee Hoff,
I,
trustee McGuire,
Aye.
trustee Diatley,
Aye.
trustee Thomas,
Aye.
trustee Cannelly,
Aye.
trustee Schatzberger.
Aye.
All in favor, no opposed, motion passes. The minutes will be tabled until the next meeting, which will be for 2026. Thank you. Moving on then, we are starting the president report. We're gonna start doing the rotation of the civility pledge just along the table. Trustee Hoff, you're down at the end. If you'd read the pledge, please.
Do that. In the interest of civility, I pledge to promote civility by listening, being respectful of others, acknowledging that we are all striving to support and improve our community, and understanding that we each may have different ideas for achieving that objective.
President Bo, I'd like to amend the agenda to move item 14A up to the present time.
And second,
Second.
moved by Diatley, seconded by Thomas to move item 14A up to current to bring up the swearing in of new full-time police officer Zachary Hicks. Any comments, questions, discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote. Trustee McGuire,
Aye.
trustee Schatzberger,
Aye.
trustee Hoff,
Aye.
trustee Cannelly,
Aye.
trustee Diatley,
Aye.
trustee Thomas.
Aye.
All in favor, no opposed, motion passes. Trustee Diatley and Chief Karma, if you'd like to proceed.
I'd like to make a motion that we move forward with the hiring of Zachary Hicks as a patrol officer in the village of Sleepy Hollow at a starting salary of $65,997.91.
Thank you. Already done that.
Need a second?
I thought we had already, sorry, I thought we had already done the hiring. This was just the swearing in ceremony component.
It happens together.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Second,
Second.
moved by Diatley, seconded by Thomas. Any comments, questions, discussion? Hearing none, roll call. Trustee Schatzberger,
Aye.
trustee Hoff,
Aye.
trustee Cannelly,
Aye.
trustee McGuire,
Aye.
trustee Diatley,
Aye.
trustee Thomas.
Aye.
All in favor, no opposed, motion passes. Now please take it away. Thank you.
Okay, we actually completed our background investigation on Zach. He lives in Bloomington, or Bloomingdale, not Bloomington. He's a certified police officer, full-time police officer. He's formerly worked for the Village of Arlington Heights. He's very excited to be a part of our organization. We think he's gonna be a great fit. And I realize that my gun is 5 years older than he is. It'd be good to bring Zach aboard. It's gonna be a great fit. I'm not sure I want to admit that.
Just did.
You get skipping rope.
I'll give you that. You'll just repeat after me, but that's what we're gonna say. If you'll raise your right hand, please. I, Zachary Hicks,
I, Zachary Hicks,
have been duly appointed to the position of patrol officer
have been duly appointed to the position of patrol officer
in the village of Sleepy Hollow, Kane County, Illinois.
in the village of Sleepy Hollow, Kane County, Illinois.
Do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
Do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and the ordinances of the village of Sleepy Hollow,
and the ordinances of the village of Sleepy Hollow,
and I will faithfully discharge the duties of patrol officer to the best of my ability.
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of patrol officer to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Welcome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you. Let me know when it's on dry.
Blessing. Thank you.
Thank
Thank you. Welcome. Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you.
I got some hardware for you. You're gonna probably need these.
Start. You're right.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, moving along, trustee Thomas.
President Bowe, I'd like a motion to move the executive session up for presentation from HLR.
You're making a motion to move into executive session?
Mhm.
All right, I have a motion to move into executive session. It is for section 2C1 personnel, 2C3 collective bargaining, and 2C5 public official. Do I have a second?
Aye.
Moved by Thomas, seconded by Schatzberger. There's no comments, so roll call vote.
Trustee McGuire,
Aye.
trustee Cannelli.
Aye.
Trustee Hoff,
Aye.
trustee Diatley,
Aye.
trustee Thomas,
Aye.
trustee Schatzberger. Aye.
All in favor, no opposed, motion passes. Folks, you're welcome to stay here in the warmth. We're gonna go down to the conference room. We will try to be swift and we will be back. Thank you.
I think that's what.
This is when I.
I'll cast.
Let's get that.
It's all good.
What's that? We're gonna raise those.
Motion to read. Yeah, the open session. All right, folks, we're returning to open session at 8:41 PM. Roll call, please.
Trustee Hoff.
Here.
Trustee Connolly.
Here.
Trustee Thomas.
Here.
Trustee Schatzberger. Here. Trustee Diatley.
Here.
Trustee McGuire.
Here.
Thank you. All right, we're back in the open session. We are on president's report. I'm gonna go and reserve president's report. I know we've got a lot of people waiting. So I'll reserve president's report down to old business, just before old business. Moving on to clerk report.
Just reminding all trustees and staff that they need to do their EIS. If you did not receive a letter in the mail to your home, you can contact me and I will give you the person's contact information of how to get that information.
EIS is the economic interest statement. For those of you, for the first year that you're on this, it's available as of April 1st online to fill out. It's the same one that you filled out in your applications for running for office. And then we do it annually, so we will get a reminder every year around March, from our clerk to go and fill those out. All right, building official report. Oh, sorry, attorney report,
No report.
thank
Madam
you.
President.
Engineer report,
Just give you an update on the water main, we meet with Kyle regards to the final location on it. We finally determine what kind of location that we got on it, so figure out lengthwise here hopefully soon. And
as in which side we're doing?
yeah,
Okay,
which side, yeah, it'll be on the north side of the road by the sanitary sewer. Originally, we were thinking the south side, but there's just so many utilities along that area that it just end up driving up the cost by the amount of time of work that everything that ended up happening. So thankfully, it's once we got on location, it's down pretty pat. We're able to get on the north side. So.
village administrator report, please.
Request approval of the warrants for $143,132.32.
Do I have a motion?
So moved Diatley.
Second.
Moved by Diatley, seconded by Thomas to approve the warrants. Any comments, questions, or discussion?
So a little bit larger, just we have two payrolls in it.
All right, hearing no further discussion, roll call vote, please.
Trustee Connolly.
Aye.
Trustee McGuire.
Aye.
Trustee Schatzberger. Aye. Trustee Hoff.
Aye.
Trustee Diatley.
Aye.
Trustee Thomas.
Aye.
All in favor, no opposed, motion passes.
Just want to let you know that the escrow account for 1601 on Main Street has been settled, and so that's closed.
Anything further?
Oh, that's it.
Thank you. Thank you. Public comments are making their way down. First person up is John Florence, and he's in his place. Mr. Florence.
Oh, hold on a second.
Yeah, it's on.
I'm Christine.
Perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, I have just a few things to go over. You might notice I didn't start the clock, so I won't know when I should stop.
Gotcha.
Thank you. So I'm here only to talk as a service club member. Got a few things to recapping the Easter egg hunt. Relatively successful considering the weather, soggy field, cold temperatures. You know, other than people getting stuck on the east side, I've talked to Kyle and a whole bunch of other people, and we'll resolve that next year, do better planning on that. I just asked the village to take better control of the weather. Yeah, and then all the pictures we took that day, not all the pictures, most of the pictures we took that day are up on the Service Club Google photo account. You can get to it through the Service Club page on the village website. The committee we had organizing the gala, which was scheduled for April 18th,
has decided to postpone the gala for now. A future date will be announced at some point, not sure when. Tomorrow night is new member night for the service club. It's at Diamond Gyms in East Dundee. We asked new members to come at 8 o'clock. That way you can skip all the beginning stuff, president's report, stuff like, not yours, mine. That we do at the beginning of our meetings, all the official business. So that's tomorrow night. And there's no obligation if you come, you can just come and check it out and never come back again, or just show up for an event or something. And then lastly, we've got two things coming up in April. We've got the Pine Car Derby. For those who don't know what a Pine Car Derby is, you can think of it as Pinewood Derby with beer. It's at 5:30 at the VFW Hall on April 25th. Prior to that morning happens to be Bill Hoff's Go Clean Up the Road Day. So we'll be meeting at 9 o'clock right there to take a picture, and then most of the service club members head over to 72, and everyone else goes wherever Bill tells you to go. And that's it.
Thank you very much, Jim. All right, next on, we have Brian Purtle.
Yeah, so I just want to let the residents know, Saturday at noon, we have the village hall reserved, just this room, basically. A lot of residents want to get together, want to talk about sheds in the village. Pro, against, we don't really have an agenda, nothing formal. But we have a lot of points we want to talk about. A lot of people want to sort of get an idea of what sheds would look like someday versus where we can talk back and forth. So I just want to make that public, come if you can. Any of the trustees are welcome. I know you got an open meetings thing, so if you can talk amongst yourselves so you don't overpopulate. But we'll try and recap. We'll have some flyers and stuff, not flyers, we'll have pamphlets. I'll try and make them as available as possible, especially digitally, so you can kind of see what we talked about. That's really it. We're just looking for a good turnout. We don't want a whole bunch of people that are for sheds. We want people that don't like sheds either. And collaboratively try to come to a compromise. So that's it.
What time was that again?
Saturday, noon.
Noon?
Yeah, forget what Saturday is, 10 or 11 maybe. 10?
11,
At noon.
the 11.
The 11th, at noon.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Brian. Would you like us to post that to the village Facebook page?
Please.
And take care of it? All right, number 3, I have Tim James.
Hi.
Hi, Tim.
Can we get that
Yes.
up on the screen? Don't start my clock yet.
Oh, hold on 1 second. I have to share.
Okay. Ready? Okay, let me stand over here. My name's Tim James. I'm here with my wife, who's also my business partner, Kristen. And, we are back for another try at making an application for a self-storage facility here at 1601 West Main Street. We've been asked to come and give a brief overview, or as I call it, I'm here with a trailer today of our plan. So if we could take a quick look at the site plan. So we've revised our original site plan from 7 buildings down to 3 or perhaps 2 buildings. I don't have time to go into a lot of detail right now, but that is the revised site plan. The red line that borders the plan there is the property line there. Secondly, we've been working with the fire commissioner, or taking into consideration the fire code, because I know that was a concern in the past. We've had some discussion. We're planning on having further discussion with Rutland Fire Department. So that's in the works. I understand you guys have a new landscape designer or architect. Oh yeah, if you want to switch, go ahead. Let me finish that. There's one of the views conceptual views from our architect. From the northwest corner, driving east on 72 there, as it says, that's what that corner would look like. And if you could show the other corner, that's the southeast corner view, looking over the retention pond back toward where the buildings would be. And then we also have that other site plan. There's another site plan that only has 2 buildings. So again, all conceptual yet and up for discussion. Back to the landscaping plan, we would plan on putting landscape plan, you know, on this, especially with emphasis on the south property line, and for curb appeal out on Route 72 also. We look forward to working with your new landscape designer that we understand has joined Sleepy Hollow. Most importantly, the one thing we want to emphasize, this is a big change. We've listened to your concerns about how this type of business does not bring in retail sales to the village hall. And we understand that. We're working on a proposal to remedy that. We've been talking with staff about how can we implement a surcharge, a fee, a tax, or whatever you want to call it, where on a regular retail sales, Sleepy Hollow gets about 1% back from the state to use as you see fit. We're working on a proposal to have that same fee implemented on all of our tenants so that Sleepy Hollow benefits the same as if this would be a retail business. That's, I think, the most important thing that we've come up with and we want to work with. And then lastly, we would like to invite all property owners that directly border the property to this site to a roundtable discussion at City Hall to discuss how we can all work together on this difficult site. Perhaps staff can help coordinate such a meeting. And Kristen and I look forward to starting the process again. So I don't know if
You have a minute 30 left.
Minute 30, okay. I'm open for some questions from the board if anybody has anything.
I think it's just more of a public comments at this point. Thank you for the offer.
Okay,
So there won't be any questions, but thank you for presenting to us. And then you can reach out to us to set up the roundtable and then we can I'll talk to the trustees to see how we can formulate some questions. I know the first stage is going before P and Z. So I want to make sure that we're following procedure, but
right.
thank you for coming and giving us a
Yeah,
trailer.
right, exactly. It's sorry, it's not, I can't go into much detail in 5 minutes, but tried to hit a few of the highlights.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you for your time.
All right, moving on to number 4, Debbie Vernon.
Debbie Vernon, 821 Locust Drive, Sleepy Hollow, 23-year residence. So, Mr. and Mrs. James, we saw the presentation that they presented. I have 11 facts I want to share. First fact, we heard from Eugene that you have settled your bill. I don't know if that means that you paid it or it's been negotiated. That would be a question. Second one, how many discussions have you had with President Bowe and Administrator Van regarding this? Curious for the answer. 3, why do you keep coming back again and again? I don't understand. Point 4, I saw the property is listed now at $699,000. When it was bought, it was at $350,000. Number 5, self-storage facility is a non-permitted use. Again, self-storage facility is a non-permitted use. 6, 425 plus residents. Wow. Watch the video. 425 plus residents say no to self-storage facility, April 2025. Number 7, the Plan Commission in April 2025 gave a denial on all the items, the variances that were requested regarding your self-storage proposal to be sent to the village board in April 2025. Fact 8. Mr. James, you pulled your application for special use soon after the Plan Commission denial before the next board meeting. Fact number 9. There is no special use for a self-storage facility anymore. Once again, there is no special use for a self-storage facility anymore. Fact 10. The lot is zoned B2 with only allowed a commercial type building such as a medical or dental building, being one building only. One building only. Your concept of a metal storage buildings would have to be so similar to allowed uses to even be considered. The reasonable person would not in any way see your self-storage sheds as being similar. From the code, section 8(1)(4), interpretation, purpose, conflict, and validity. All uses not expressly permitted in this title shall be prohibited, subject to the recommendation of the Planning and Zoning Commission that considering function, operation, and traffic, and the customary and traditional characteristics of the permitted use or uses in respective zoning district. This is the important part. A use not otherwise expressly permitted is so similar to and compatible with a permitted use or uses as to be allowed, and the approval of such recommendation by the village board. So what that means is that your concept of a metal storage buildings would have to be so similar to allow uses to even be considered. The reasonable person, in my opinion, would not in any way see your self-storage sheds as being similar to a commercial building. Those are the rules that we have. Fact number 11, in my opinion, Mr. and Mrs. James, you should go back to Wakanda and build your concept, not here in our wooded, quiet, nature-oriented village of Sleepy Hollow. Thanks for letting me make my comments.
Thank you. Sorry, John. I just realized this time I wasn't keeping track. Are you keeping track on the public comments, or do you want me to?
No, I can.
Okay, thank you. Pete Vernon,
No shit out this time. She said everything.
thank you. All right, then never mind on the timing. Moving on.
Courtney,
Yes,
can we still speak? Oh, totally.
no,
forgot
I'm
to
sorry.
sign. Okay, that's fine.
We're trying to stick to the,
Nope,
Thank you.
that's understandable. Thank you.
There's not 30 minutes total, is it?
did not say that.
We didn't sign in. I totally forgot. It's my fault.
There's no exception, that's right.
Thank you, guys.
You can have mine.
Trustee
Yeah, but you
reports.
can have her sign.
That's okay.
Roads, parks, and streets, trustee Kennelly.
Yes,
Yes.
not a lot in terms of roads, other than, cause the resident in Front Range did contact me, and it's a cul-de-sac. I'm aware that there's some challenges with some parts of the crumbling street. So we're just gonna keep it on the list. There's obviously not a lot of traffic, so it's not gonna be high on our list, but
for
if
street
there is some hot tar left over, I know of somebody that could use some.
I'm sorry, what was the street?
Front Range. I had to look it up. And then we'll speak about parks later on. It's one of the agenda.
Oh, gotcha. All right, thank you. Trustee Hoff, finance.
Not a lot on this topic, other than, we will have a finance committee meeting this Thursday at 1 o'clock in this building, in this room, to, hopefully finalize the next fiscal year budget that begins May 1st. So, we've been putting in some time already and, questions back and forth with Eugene on that topic. And I think we're gonna have a very productive, agenda for that, and that's basically all that's gonna be on the agenda. In addition to discussion of the fees, any of the fees that we've tweaked.
The ancillary fee schedule.
Yep.
It's at 1 o'clock, Billy.
I'm sorry.
1 o'clock.
Yep. It should not take 4.5 hours.
Okay, thank you.
Promise.
That's all I have.
Thank you.
President.
Trustee McGuire, water and sewer.
Nothing this week.
Thank you.
Courtney, I got it. Mark, what's the status of the letter I asked you to draft to that resident with the service leave?
Drafted.
Okay.
Okay,
Are you mailing it or do you want me to mail it?
we'll talk about that.
Okay.
Probably let him do that.
Okay.
Thank you. Trustee Diatley, police and public safety.
Just a couple quick notes. Thanks to Chief and Attorney Schuster, we're still negotiating with the police contract, but we've had numerous meetings and things are moving along very well. And we hope to have that brought to a conclusion soon. So thank you to them for all their time. It's been very, very good meetings. Other things is, all the board members got their chief's report. Look at all the training that's being done in our department. I mean, it's fantastic. I mean, the amount of training that the chief keeps up with and requires is just, people think we're a little police department that doesn't do anything. And I can assure you that is not the case. And chief is on top of keeping us up there and all the training things. I mean, I think we're 99.9 or 100% compliant on every training issue that is out there for us. So I just want to say thank you to chief for that and all the good things that are going on.
Could I add just one comment as well to the chief? You can tell visibly that we have new blood in the police force here because I am seeing people being pulled over in the problem areas like I haven't seen in years. So thank you very much to you, chief, for that. And targeting our problem areas, which is close to my house.
That's all I have. Chief, you have anything you wanted to add?
No, in my report, I put a kind of a last paragraph about, I'm gonna start adding a little bit to this report with a little bit more of the actual activities and some of the cases that we're involved in and open investigations. I mean, I think people would be surprised to know we've got 13 open investigations that we're working on. And so in line with what Trustee Diatley said, there's more going on in Sleepy Hollow than I think people realize. So I'll start filling in some of that information with my monthly report.
Okay.
I
Thank
think
you.
that'd be great.
Nothing further.
Thank you very much. And my condolences to Trustee Diatley on the loss of U of I this past weekend. I was thinking of you. And any other U of I fans.
Tough day for the Illini.
Good morning.
You got the visa though.
I was there, yes.
All right, we're moving on to buildings and environment. Trustee Schatzberger, please.
We are going to have, our first, official cleanup day for the invasive species or invasive trees that cut down and not moved. We'll be moving them over to the burn pile on Saturday. We'll be working from 8 until 11:30. This Saturday. Yeah, I have a couple of, contacts at the high schools, reached out. I've gotten a response back from one of the schools, so hopefully I can get some volunteers for that are coming. But right now, we're just gonna take what was cut down and move it over to the burn pile. And then try to clear up the nurseries that are now growing underneath those piles. And then I did meet with a resident last week regarding some of the drainage issues that they're having. And I asked Kyle to meet with me again today, just to kind of get some ideas. So we have come up with, we've discussed what may be able to take place, but until we have somebody in place for inspections, we don't really, at this point, we can't really move forward.
You're talking about the drainage.
The drainage
Thank
issue,
you.
yeah, in the swale, on the village easement, not in front of the house. So,
Thank you, yes.
yeah.
Is that the one?
And then the other resident that is having a drainage issue, I did reach out to them and let them know that we're kind of holding off until we find out what's going on with MetroNet. So, thank you. That's all I have.
All right, and building and zoning enforcement, trustee, why did I just blank on your last name, Thomas?
The only thing I really have is what we were in executive session for it. I would like to have further discussions with you and Eugene regarding just the
Next steps.
next steps, what the next steps, because I really think that we need to get this set up ASAP.
Thank you. All right. I had asked to reserve my present report. I just didn't want to go on, and I know people have been waiting. It's not long, although it's been 3 weeks. We've been incredibly busy. Most notably is MetroNet. I know it has been frustrating. Director Killinger, Engineer Steele, and I, Administrator Fian, we've all been very busy, which thank you, Trustee Thomas, for looking into getting us another building official, because I think Eugene and I have learned more than we ever thought we would learn about buildings, zoning, and construction. We are in discussion with MetroNet. There's some concern about the secondary construction when it comes to the residents and putting in the lines. We are speaking with legal, with administrative, and reviewing our code to see how that aligns with what MetroNet has been doing and what they're allowed to do within our village. Unfortunately, at the moment, it's still ongoing, so as soon as we have any feedback that I can tell you it's concrete, I will let you know. The second big thing over the past few weeks is I went down to Springfield for the Metro West legislative drive down. It took me aback, but honestly, I'm kind of glad that one of our residents reached out and questioned why I would be wasting taxpayer dollars on that trip. I would like to assure you guys that it was, in my mind, it was not a waste. There was so much valuable information. And to remind you, Metro West, it's a group of 37 municipalities, particularly for communities like ours, like Lily Lake, like Hampshire, where we're a lot smaller. Having this collective group of varying sized municipalities, including Batavia, St. Charles, Elgin, Aurora, and then small places like Lily Lake is even smaller than we are. We get to have the collective force of having municipalities lobby on our behalf down in Springfield. We have 2 lobbyists on Metro West that go on work on our behalf. We've been down there working on the LGDF concerns. It's the local government distribution fund that has been diminished over the past 10 years. We met with the House and Senate majority and minority leaders, got a chance to talk to them. Again, what was really brought up was the LGDF, the Build Act, which would take away a lot of the unique zoning powers that municipalities have. I think a lot of people here have made the comment that we are not certain towns and villages, like we are not Schaumburg, we are not Aurora, we are not this. A lot of the Build Act would take some of that away from us. So that is something that Metro West is working on. And while there, then I got to meet with and work with some of the other municipal representatives who were there. I sat down with Oswego the very first morning. There was Corey Dixon from Elgin, met with Lily Lake, their mayor and administrator, who they have no services that they provided, is all outsourced or through neighboring IGAs. If I thought we had a rough time trying to do some things, theirs is pretty amazing. And they're dealing with expansion constantly around them. So I think it's something very familiar. And then the other big thing, and this is going to bring me to my third point of what I've been spending a lot of time on, is many of the municipalities have undergone water main replacement projects, lead pipe replacement projects, and updating their water systems. Immediately closest to us is Hampshire. They just went through one recently. Batavia, I'm sorry, it's Batavia or St. Charles. I know the woman, I confuse which location she's with. And then Oswego and Montgomery. This is in no way saying anything about the work that you've done, Trustee Hoff. I think what you and the Finance Committee have accomplished since we started this in August is miraculous, because for decades, we didn't know any other way to fund the water main replacement project aside from the Illinois EPA loan. But we also knew that doing that would be increasing interest on the village, as well as an uncertain amount of time. It could be upwards of 5 years before we'd even get on the list to start putting a shovel in the ground. And it is fast forwarded up to in the near future. One thing that a lot of the municipalities encouraged is, and this is something that trustee Hoff brought to me in mid-February, I think you got it from Baxter, is doing a water rate study. That is taking, for one thing, it's taking it out of our hands so that there can't be accusations of it being an arbitrary number selected by 7 people. It puts it into consultants who have other tools beyond, even though we've done it to the best of our ability, that have better resources on how to figure out if we needed a tiered system of billing on water usage, if we needed a tiered system for doing the rollout for more infrastructure, not the rollout, for doing the financing for infrastructure. And I am going to segue from there and ask that I think there were a lot of ideas, and I think we've, since starting this back in August, we're 8 months into this. I would like to ask the board for 4 more days, which would in turn be 2 weeks. I have not had an opportunity to present the alternate proposals that I've wanted presented to the finance committee and to have it hashed out. I think there's some unanswered questions and concerns. Specifically, we talked about educating the people, but we don't have that program in place yet. Staff and I have expressed concerns about the amount, and I think there's a different approach that we could do, but I would like it to have the opportunity to go before finance committee. January, the decision was made, February, the meeting was canceled, and then March, it was not broached. I understand the frustration of items not being put on agenda. I've experienced it myself. I'd like to ask you guys to let me present an alternate idea, which for me would be a tiered $20 a month, $30 a month, $40 a month per year. With the idea of looking into doing a referendum, with the caveat that if the referendum fails, we move on to a $50 a year indefinitely as proposed by the finance committee. I think this would buy us some time to create a platform to educate the residents. Money would start being collected immediately, adhering to some of your requests. We would still proceed with the Hillcrest project. I broached it with Kyle and Jeff about doing a half project because I was concerned about the dollar amount. That was something Eugene and I both were looking at, this half project. Jeff and Kyle have convinced me that the full project is what's best. Going from an 8-inch main to a 6-inch main could put more strain on the second half of the Hillcrest project that could inevitably make things worse for that remainder. So I agree with doing it for doing the full project. But I appreciate that we're pushing forward on this. My understanding from engineering and from Public Works is that it does not need to happen this year. And actually currently with the way permits and the timeline is going, instead of the original intended July date, it likely wouldn't hit ground until September. And so with my request of if it were postponed into spring, is that doable? And I spoke to Kyle and Jeff on that, and I won't say your opinions that we saved for the discussion, but it was my understanding that it's not detrimental to the village. So on that note, I'm going to end my president's report and we'll move on to old business, which brings us to the discussion and motion to approve the water infrastructure fee. If there's a motion at this time, I will take it, please.
I'd like to make a motion to have a discussion
For
For
what would
the-
the motion be?
for the water infrastructure fees.
Of
$50.
Yeah.
indefinitely?
Yes.
So the motion is to approve water infrastructure fee for $50 a month indefinitely for the purpose of discussion by trustee Schatzberger. Do I have a second?
Second.
I'm sorry. All right. Comments, questions, discussion?
Courtney, just to clarify, were you looking for a motion to table it for 2 weeks?
Eventually, I mean, yes, that's something I would like. I was not asking for a specific motion in the president's report. I would like that, but I do think this deserves discussion. It has been, you guys have waited for it. So we can certainly have the discussion, but I would like you guys to keep in mind that I think there's 2 proposals and one has been discussed and one is not. So that's what I'm asking for, yes, is to table it to the next meeting so that it can go before finance committee, which happens this coming Thursday.
I disagree with that, and respectfully, I understand that you've got your information that you want to propose, but you've had many months to do that, and you have talked about some of this prior. And I just think that we've postponed it enough. I think that we need to move forward and not hold, it just keeps in my this is my feeling, it just keeps getting pushed down the road. And I understand that that's maybe not the right words to use, but that's how I feel. And I think that we need to, many residents have been in these meetings, and in the finance meeting, they've explained it over and over again very clearly. They've had the opportunity to, Bill has offered to talk to people. They've had that opportunity, and I just think that we really need to move forward.
Can I follow up question? You said I've had many months to present this. February and March, February was canceled, so the March meeting was the only one. I just want to clarify.
Well, I just think there's been enough time to get this going.
But
And
that's my question is when?
well, all these months.
I had some maybe misunderstandings, but I had thought we had discussed in several of the meetings, Kyle and Bill, or I'm sorry, Trustee Hoff and Director Killinger had met and talked about the materials that would be suitable for it and that pricing. Am I misunderstanding that there was some?
No, there's pricing, yeah, you're
Yeah.
correct, yeah.
And that it was discussed.
Yep.
And yet nothing ever, and then the finance committee discussed it.
Twice.
And we had discussed it as a board, and then nothing ever got voted on. So I did hear properly in several meetings. So that is my concern, is we have discussed it. It was presented several times, and then we never voted on it, even though it was presented. And then in Robert's law, when Trustee Hoff asked for that to be put on the agenda, it was denied. So I was very confused, and I don't understand why we are at this point again trying to decide what we're gonna do when we, I believe, had already discussed it. Secondly, we had talked about putting a line item on the water bill. The line item, would it, Eugene, if I'm not, it would be for capital improvement
Infrastructure.
in infrastructure, not necessarily just water mains. It would be for the infrastructure of the village.
That's what the demand fee is. It's for repairs and improvements of the system.
It would be water only. though.
Water only. So it would be for the future going forward. We have a water main break that all of a sudden now is,
The water main break stuff will come out of the general fund
Okay.
operation maintenance.
okay,
The infrastructure increase would be for replacing water mains or extending our water main or our system to places, streets that don't have water.
for instance, people who don't have,
People are on well
On well
waters,
water.
Sharon, Rainbow Court.
okay, thank you.
Can I ask another clarifying question, Courtney? So you want to present an alternative to this $50 a month, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, and then now my next question is for Kyle. She mentioned that in your professional opinion, that this isn't urgent. Would you mind elaborating on that?
Yeah, so I can't predict what the main's gonna do, but based on the current state of the main, we know we need to do something. Whether it's this year, if we have the funding, great. If we don't, and we do a $20 increase, it'll take time to build that fund up to do the whole thing. So say next year or a year and a half, that's where I'm at with it. A catastrophic failure, maybe we have to cut 20 feet of pipe out, but I can't predict the longevity of the main on Hillcrest. I'm just going off of based of what I see. We're gonna have main breaks, that's a given. But those can be patched. We know we need to do something. It's a matter, if we have the funds today, great, I'm all for it. But if we don't, we could wait a year and a half. I don't want to see us do half the main with the current funding we have, and then put all that pressure on the other half that's not replaced, because now you're going a 2-inch diameter
increase, so you're gonna have more pressure. It's just a lot of more stress on an old main that we know is problematic. So what Jeff and I want is all or nothing until you have the funding to do it all.
I feel like that's reasonable in another, like, some discussion tonight and then like get the finance committee on Thursday involved. And then pushing it out 2 weeks is still fairly reasonable.
I'd have to, can I say something here?
Please.
I've sat here on this board for 7 years, and every year I hear the board does nothing, the board does nothing. Well, the board's ready to do something here, okay? So I feel that we do not postpone this. We've known what it is. We know the whole system needs to be replaced, okay? If we postpone this for a week, 2 weeks, a month, a year, or whatever it might be, our costs are gonna go from whatever Bill had in his figures, I don't have it in front of me, they're gonna go from here up to here. So I am not for postponing this. I'm for moving forward, and I am for this. And I understand it's a lot of money, okay? For some people, it's a lot of money. For some people, it's not. I sympathize with those folks, but I'm sorry, it has to be done. And it's time for this board to step up and do what they need to do.
Yeah, I mean, granted, I don't want to add $50 more to my bill a month, but it has to be done. I fortunately am not dealing with that situation right now, but who's to say that it doesn't affect me 5 years from now? We have to look out, we have to look forward in what is the best interest of the village of Sleepy Hollow and the residents of Sleepy Hollow and the future residents of Sleepy Hollow.
And I'm definitely opposed to delaying this any farther. I've done the homework for numerous months now. I've seen all these other municipalities around us are facing the same exact predicament that we are. We are small. We are very few with sales tax generating businesses. The only place that this can be paid for is going to be paid through the residents. It's unfortunate. But if you think about what $50 costs today and what it's going to cost if we wait 3, 4, 5 years to get into the meat of our replacement of a system that's 68 years old with useful life of 40 or 50 years. We're well past the useful life. It's sitting in very moist soil, so that's working against us. It's rusting through down on Hillcrest. It's rusting through up on Glen Oak by the pool. You know, $50 is a high increase, no doubt about it. But I don't have another alternative that I can find that is the most economical use of our dollars and our residents' dollars to get us in front of that curve of the water main system deteriorating. I mean, just all of you think for a minute about how it's gonna feel when we get 2 of our worst sections replaced within the next 4 years. That's done. We're moving in the right direction. Joe Nemec had sat on that role of water and sewer before. He tried, he didn't get it done. Now it's been 12 years since we've had any investment in our water mains. And that's 12 years added on, okay? A referendum, you know, God bless you if you can get it approved these days. It's a wait until 27 and then you start collecting the money in 28. The price, who knows what's gonna happen with what's going on with the price of oil right now, how this could be affected. So I am 100%. I would like to vote on this fee increase tonight. So we can increase our water bills May 1st. We can start collecting that $50 every month. And we do have the money to pay for it, but we don't want to pay for that reserve down to nothing. So we're going to take maybe 60% of it. And then every month we collect that $52,000. It's going to pay back in the reserve, pay back in the reserve. And by the end of the year, we don't have to rob the sewer fund to pay for this $1 million, $966,000 project. We wait a year, we build up the reserve again. We're going to look very strongly because our second worst one, if anybody came to the town hall and saw the maps where all of our breaks are, it's gonna be from Thoroughbred all the way up to Glen Oak. And that is 567,000. And then for our third one, we are gonna wait because there's gonna be quite a bit of time between now and then. And we're gonna see and analyze where's our worst case scenario again. And we're gonna do it. So every 2 years, we can start replacing what we have is 22 miles of water mains.
So Bill,
St. Charles just posted an article. They have 284 miles and they're looking for $84 million. Everybody around us is in the same predicament. I feel it's in the best interest. I feel it in my toes. This is the cheapest way that we can do it. It might sting now, but in the long run, I am saving the residents money. And I hope you can all see that. Because that's what I'm invested in this town. I've been here 34 years. I want what's best. I want to, whatever dollars I'm paying now, it's not going to replace my main. It's going to take care of the east. The east side is going to get the bulk of this for the next 10 or 15 years until it gets replaced. And then we're going to have to tackle the west side. This is something you cannot keep pushing. I say we make a vote tonight.
I agree.
If I may respond to the not being able to find other options, I've been wanting to present one now for a little while. I've asked
Bernie,
you,
my door is always
Bill,
open.
I've asked you to run the numbers for 2 months now and you didn't.
On what?
The tiered 20, 30, 40.
All it did was push us out farther. I told you in that conversation in your office. All it did was just push it out, ends up costing us more money in the long run. We need to face it. $50 is the number today.
Yeah, so you.
Anything else just pushes off and costs the residents more money. You
Cut
can't
out
see
your
that.
Starbucks for a month, cut out your McDonald's or Burger King for a month. I'm sure.
I
you're
mean, there's
paying
nothing
than
more
$50.
important for all residents is delivering clean water to their house. There's not one person in this room that can say anything is more important than that.
It seems to.
As a village of what we're proposing. Police. Second,
No, I agree.
Public Works, third.
My issue, and one of the reasons that I've been pushing the idea of a referendum, and I get that everybody, you're entitled to your opinions that you think that cannot pass. What I had envisioned was using the water main project as a means to help get people's attention, get them on board for it. It also is a means for us to enable getting additional funds for our police and staff salaries that we don't have money for, to help work out on roads and parks, the ADA accommodations we want to make in the parks. You can't do that kind of a referendum on its own. And additionally, what I was looking into is right now it's a $50 flat fee every month, regardless of anything. And I would like to find an equitable way to distribute the burden of that so that half of it comes from a flat fee expense to the residents on their water bill. And then another half comes through the referendum on the property tax. That would make it more of an equitable division depending on the value of the home. So that some of those less financially comfortable residents, maybe they won't have to pay as much because it's going to be less for them on their property tax, whereas the distribution is a little higher on the other end. And then with the caveat that if the referendum doesn't go through, then it goes to the $50 indefinitely.
So then in your calculations, how long does it stretch it out if you go to $20 or $30? Because to me, it's stretching it way too long. This needs to be done.
Well, quiet from the audience, thank you.
You're welcome.
Trustee Diatley, so what I've talked with Kyle and Jeff is we'd be breaking ground either this September or next spring. So there's no delay in it. Currently, we're not gonna be able to break ground in July because we don't have the permit approvals yet. We need to still send out for the RFQ. When we ran the timeline with Kyle and Jeff, my understanding is the likelihood is we will break ground in September. To the best of my ability, I ran the numbers, and that's why I wanted to run it through. I wanted to bounce it off other ideas. Yes, we do have coverage to do it and proceed. So I'm not.
If we, I understand what you're saying, but if we start this now, collect, we can invest that money in it the way I see it. And start making more money instead of postponing it. That's what I see. And then we don't, there's no risk to us if, if we keep putting it off, costs are gonna increase. There, like you said, the chance of a referendum passing, there's no guarantee. Now the costs are much higher if we have to go back and start in 3 years, putting $50 a month,
Oh, it's starting at the same, it's starting now, the 20, then the next year will be 30, then, then the next
No,
year.
go ahead. It's
Well,
not-
it's starting at the same time. Construction will be starting maybe a few months later. My concern is that if we do this right now with the $50, it nips it in the bud for getting money for any other division. And this is something that I think Finance Committee has really.
Other
honed in-
division,
hang on,
what other division?
What Finance Committee really honed in on is that water and sewage is an enterprise fund. Anything that goes into it stays in it only for water and sewage. It is
Right.
not,
Mhm.
it's not a capital improvement. So, well, I'm speaking with another trustee who thought that we would be able to distribute these monies from the $50 at some point in different areas. So it is only for the infrastructure, and I just want to make sure everybody's clear on that.
Well, I think that's been common knowledge. This is for the infrastructure and that's what it should. That's was my understanding all along. There was no misconception.
clarifying.
Right, no, that's fine. But I just think that if we keep postponing this, there's no, then I don't want someone coming back in, the next meeting, well, we're gonna look at something else. No, we need to make a decision now for the whole village. This is not just for the people on, Hillcrest or wherever it's at. It's for everybody. This is gonna benefit the entire village, and we have to start looking at things when we do things. That it's for the entire village, not just for an individual section, an individual home. It's for everybody.
I agree.
And we need to really start focusing that way. And that's why I am saying, no, I don't agree with tabling this. I think we need to vote on it now.
How much do you need to purchase the materials to have by September, and what is that,
You estimated at what, $340 a foot?
350.
$350 a foot.
966.
But hold on, I gotta interrupt you because we already have the timeline set. Are you changing the timeline on us now, Jeff, by a month?
No,
no.
Because
it's still.
permits are all done, bids go out in June. We let it in July, and we're gonna start in July or August.
Well, everything.
Now you're talking about September.
Everything's been delayed because we don't know the full length of the project yet. And so we haven't been able to actually go in for permits because we don't know how long the project is gonna be, and permit application needs to be exactly for that length, so.
Based on our current funding.
And rightly so. Thank you very much. And it was the Finance Committee's consensus vote to bring it to the board in January, brought it in March, still never got voted on it. Now here we are in April, and we're still trying to delay this thing. This project needs to get done this year.
You guys are asking us what we think. We're coming at it from an operations and
Oh,
implementation.
I'm not arguing with you, Kyle. I just was.
If you- Whatever you guys decide, that's up to you. I don't live in Sleepy Hollow. It's not my money. So whatever it is you decide, we just give you the scenarios that we can do with the funding we have.
Okay,
In our scenario, our number one priority is it's either you do it all or you do nothing and you save that money to roll into doing it all at one time.
Which by then the cost could go up.
Well, sure.
Okay.
and I didn't mean to direct it at you.
No, I just want you guys to know, we're operation and implementation. You
That's
guys
why
have
it's
the money.
imperative that we vote on this as a board collectively tonight for the $50 increase to take effect in May. And then we can tell you to do all of Hillcrest. And we can keep our timeline that's already been discussed ad nauseam, and we can get this job done.
Yeah, one of the things that, we've talked about is that the reason why we need to do this is because of water main breaks. And the truth of the matter is that this is not gonna stop the water main breaks. Maybe in that little section, it'll save us $10,000, okay? But it is not gonna stop water main breaks
No, it-
in.
Right, it's not gonna stop water main
Village.
breaks, but what it's gonna.
That hasn't been discussed.
So.
Let him
we-
speak, and then if you'd like to speak, then please raise your hand.
We have to keep in mind, okay, that if we've got a flat tire on the car, doesn't necessarily mean you replace the entire car. You have to replace a section. Okay, when I was thinking of the half section of Hillcrest, I was not aware that it would be a drop of the 2-inch size. I perfectly understand now, okay, I'm on board with doing the whole thing of Hillcrest. It's just a matter of timing. The reason why we want to. It would be even more expensive if we have to go out to get a loan. I agree with that. And it would actually be more than $50 if we bonded or got a loan for the project. But I don't think that the system is immediately collapsing and that we can take it at a little bit slower pace where we've got the money to get Hillcrest done. Or not, yeah, Hillcrest done. And by the time Hillcrest is done, we should have a good portion to have the next section, Winmore done. And how many other critical sections do we have that need to be immediately done? At that point, then we're just in a maintenance mode. Yeah, we can do it, but it's not an urgent matter where we need to have, all this cash right now, right this second. And, from my perspective, our water loan was $6.70. I would have been thrilled to have gotten $10 a month for this project. When we originally discussed this, the amount was $25. And in the finance committee meeting, one of the members says, we just need to do it for $50. That was the discussion. Okay, it was completely arbitrary. There was nothing backing that proved that that was the number to do it. Okay, I do agree we need to do something. I do agree we need to move forward. Again, I am like Kyle. I don't live here. It's not going to come out of my pocket. Okay, I care about the residents though. And I'm the one who deals with the phone calls of the people who can't pay their bill.
Well, I'm sorry, Mr. Van, that's your job.
No, no,
Okay,
no,
I'm
no.
gonna say that, that's your job, you're the village administrator.
What I'm just saying, it's not that I mind taking those phone calls, but I'm empathizing with the people who can't afford to live here.
I empathize with them as well. Does ComEd call you every time when they raise your rates? No, they send you a bill and say your rate's going up.
But they
Now-
don't raise it by, this is.
You know how many
gonna be
raises
doubling-
ComEd's had?
But this is gonna be doubling some people.
I would say this, Mr. Van, I would rather a resident come to me and call me and say, Trustee Diatley, I'm really mad at you because you raised my water rates. Instead of coming to me and saying, why don't I have water for a week or a month? I would rather have that than the other. So this board, I feel, is ready to do something, and I feel this needs to happen. My opinion. Thank you.
Any further?
I think it's gonna be painful for some people. But I think we have to find ways to help those folks when they come forward and say that they can't do it. So I have looked into Dundee Township. I had a full conversation with them today. There is some aid available. I think it's just sad that we have no other place to get the revenue other than from talking to the residents and making this happen. I just have very little faith in referendums. We might still need that, and we might still have to be knocking on doors from sun up to sundown, but I just don't, I just concerned about holding off or changing the numbers at this point. I just can't make it work.
We do not want to be behind the eight ball. We want to start getting ahead of it.
We need to be proactive instead of
You
reactive.
got to think long-term. You're thinking, you know, a 30-day bill. We have to think 10, 15, 20 years out.
Usually to your point on the car, I get it, but if the car's got 300,000 miles on it.
No,
That's all I'm tired of.
I understand that. I understand. It's like I'm saying, is that, yes, we've got two bad sections, but the entire system is not collapsing where, you know, we can't take a little bit of time to do it.
Well, we also don't want to be to the point, Eugene, where Westmont had to go into emergency triage mode and replace miles and miles of water main because they didn't do it slowly but surely. This is a slowly but surely, every 2 years, we're replacing a section, We're not taking on any debt. We're not paying any interest or bank fees. And in 5, 6 years, $50 is going to be a forgotten item around here. But we will be doing something as a village every year to replace this aging infrastructure that we have. We don't want to be the city of Dalton, who went out and begged, borrowed, and steal whatever they could, and they still are $8 million behind because they had to have emergency repairs for their water main system. We don't want to be like that. This is a median income community of $142,000 a year. We can afford it. If people can't, I would say we could add to this as any resident that has a hardship that can prove to us they are on a senior citizens assessment freeze on their property tax. We offer them half, a $25 increase. There's also a list of things like you referred to, Bill. I don't have them handy, but I've already researched it. A list of other 3 or 4 other community involvement.
Within the county, there's.
Yep, if people are that
Indeed.
desperate to try to make their water bill.
Yeah, I get it, it's painful, and electric bills are going up, car insurance is going up, homeowners insurance is going up, everything is getting crazy, so it could be tough, but I just don't see how we.
As responsible trustees of this village, we need to get ahead. Right now, we are behind.
I'm gonna just, I don't want to share this information, but I'm going to. I have purchased, this was some years ago, a lot down in Florida, and eventually in several years, many years, I will be, hopefully, I said that a while ago, but maybe in about 5, 10 years, we will be moving down there. That town and that development did not do these assessments like they should have. Their board did not follow through. And now I am paying assessments on a lot that I don't have a home on now, but 10 years, maybe I will. But because they didn't, and now they have a new board that is being proactive instead of reactive, we have paid high assessments to get things taken care of in this area. So, yeah, it hurt me where I didn't like it, but you know what? In the long run, it will pay off, and it will be better in the long run when I do decide to build something down there, down the road. And so I think we're only doing what's right for the residents. They had to do the same thing. Yeah, it hurt, but you know what? They're fixing things that needed to be fixed 10 years ago. And so I really think this village is in the same boat, and I think we need to address things for the residents. And if we can't help them, then we can point them in the direction to help them. through these options. But I think right now we need to vote on this because we're prolonging.
The inevitable.
Yes.
Any further comments, questions, or discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
What are we?
Could you review the motion?
What are we voting on, Courtney?
Motion to approve a water infrastructure fee increase of $50 per month beginning May 1st, 2026.
Trustee Hoff,
Aye.
trustee Diatley,
Aye.
trustee Kennelly,
Aye.
trustee Thomas,
Aye.
trustee Schatzberger,
Aye.
trustee McGuire.
Aye.
All in favor, no opposed, motion passes. Thank you, folks. Moving on to new business. We already did 14A, the swearing in of the full-time officer, so we're moving on to B, discussion and motion to approve the village to hire Linda Neidhart for part-time administrative assistant position.
So move.
Second.
Moved by Kennelly, seconded by
Diatley, he beat me.
Schatzberger. Any comments, questions, discussion?
None.
I got one. So we can, if we offer the position, she can accept and start immediately.
And I'm sorry, I probably should have said publicly, that's at $21 an hour
Yeah.
for a 20 to 25 an hour, 20 to 25 hours a week as the morning admin assistant.
And this is to reconfirm, I just want to make sure that this is on the record. This is to help you, Eugene's assistant, to help you with your stuff. With
Yeah.
replacing
She-
Melissa,
she's
but
doing, she would be doing the work traditionally that had been done by Wendy,
and Melissa.
which in Melissa, which is the receptionist duties and some of the other.
Okay, I just
duties.
wanna make-
So it would relieve a burden that I have had to take on because Wendy had
Okay.
moved to Tucson.
So you can take off one of your hats.
So I can take off one of my hats partially. Yeah, that's the.
Any further discussion? All right, roll call vote, please.
Trustee McGuire,
Aye.
trustee Hoff,
Aye.
trustee Thomas,
Aye.
trustee Diatley,
Aye.
trustee Kennelly,
Aye.
trustee Schatzberger.
Aye.
All in favor, no opposed, motion passes. Moving on to C, the discussion and motion to approve extension / renewal agreement with LNA for 2027-29 audit.
Eugene, you've been happy with them and everything?
Can I have
They're
a
the
motion
best.
for discussion?
So moved, Diatley.
Second, Thomas.
Thank you, moved by Diatley, seconded by Thomas. Now, please.
You've been happy with everything and.
They are the absolute best.
Okay.
The problem is that there are very few companies out there. And right now there is such a shortage that they're having to change the state law so that smaller municipalities don't have to do an audit. We wouldn't fall into that class. But my fear is that if we lose them as a auditing firm, we're gonna be struggling. They were about $10,000 less than the nearest competitors. And this that they gave us for the next 3 years, I just couldn't believe.
Okay, I'd be fine with it. Yeah, thank you.
They are taking an increase.
It looks like $600 a year.
Yeah.
Any other questions? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Trustee Hoff,
Aye.
trustee McGuire,
Aye.
trustee Kennelly,
Aye.
trustee Schatzberger, trustee Diatley,
Aye.
trustee Thomas.
Aye.
All in favor, no opposed, motion passes. Just packing up down there, okay. We are on item number 14D. This was the discussion motion for approval of the resolution approving collective bargaining agreement with Illinois Council of Police for full-time sworn police officers below the rank of sergeant in the village. This was discussed during executive session. I will either take a motion for approval or a motion to table until the next meeting.
Motion to table till the next meeting, please.
Second.
Motion to table the approval of the resolution until April 20th, 2026's meeting, moved by trustee Thomas, seconded by Diatley. Any comments, questions, discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Trustee Schatzberger,
Aye.
trustee McGuire,
Aye.
trustee Hoff,
Aye.
Trustee Canali.
Aye.
Trustee Thomas.
Aye.
Trustee Diatley.
Aye.
All in favor, no opposed, motion passes. Thank you. Now, item 14E is relevant to 14F in getting ready for this athletes who are looking to use the ball field. We discovered that our resolution 455, which was passed back in 2014, still referred to sending the application to the village clerk and going through the finance director. So we just wanted to bring that current with the edit of changing all those to village administrator. So if we do approve F, then there's a seamless transition for that permit application. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Canali,
Second.
seconded by Hall. There's just a little confused. Yeah, is there any? Was the resolution included with it?
Yeah,
I'm giving you some time.
Question, yeah.
Yeah, please.
The thing says here, it shall be unlawful for any person, or is that group, to use any of the west fields and east fields for soccer without a permit. Does that wording need to be changed, or is that?
The west soccer fields, baseball fields.
Says soccer field.
That soccer
The
fields,
permit needs
yeah.
to be reworded. Use of playing fields allowed, permit required, use of west field shall be restricted to those who obtain a permit for such use. And then under offenses and penalties, it says, it shall be unlawful for any person to use any of the west fields or east fields for soccer without a permit. The way I read that, little Billy can't get dropped off, kick soccer balls into the net, or we're gonna send him to jail.
Really fast. I mean, we don't like joy. So
Easy now.
thank you for protecting little Billy.
So I think we need to reword some of this stuff, and then the other thing too, it doesn't say anything about it just says no soccer on the east field without a special use permit. But there's nothing in here for if we do the baseball.
Yeah.
I was just gonna ask that, is there anything about the baseball field?
Well, I was gonna bring that up, that it needs to be, there's nothing in here about baseball, it's all about soccer. And
Update the policy.
correct, I think I've got things circled that need to be addressed to make it either soccer/baseball, or I think we need to have two different.
So you want to table this to the next meeting and redraft the whole thing? Redraft the policy,
Because is
including
it-
in reference to the village.
What I'm
administrator?
understanding then from the way that you're interpreting it is it prohibitive then for them to use the baseball field that's part of the next motion?
That's.
So we do need to amend it in order to do that then.
Maybe include it, like you said, it's just instead of having two separate, include it
Yeah.
to say the soccer and baseball, and then include it to so that little Billy does not have to.
Yes.
Won't get arrested.
A little. Kyle, if you could summarize that, those
Sure.
proposed changes,
Yeah.
get it to the village administrator, we'll try to update that policy in a comprehensive.
I think I'll model it for open play plus permit takes priority. Yeah.
And then that would give the finance committee an option to get the ancillary fee schedule determined by this Thursday, come back to the board the 20th. Right. Now, will that be a problem for the application currently?
Well, they do want to start using it, and that's continuing to change. I spoke with them today. So originally what I was told is now changed to where they want to use the field. The baseball field, they've seen it, they know the condition that is in. However, they have some other things that they would like to see, and I don't know that we can meet all of these requirements, such as. They want to be able to use the field twice per week, April through June. So we have to figure out what the fee schedule will be for that for baseball. They have a U10, U11, and two U12 teams, but they need to use the field twice per week. They would only let us know in advance if they're gonna have a weekend game. So that's all changed from when we first talked. Here's some of their other issues. We need a shed or some type of. I guess I'm
He's
being
going to jail.
But they need a place to store their equipment, bases, chalk liner, drag machines, etc. They do have a field maintenance landscaper who would help us out. And some of these kids are residents of Sleepy Hollow. They are They're proposing that we would set up the bases and do all this stuff, so obviously, I don't think we have that in our ability to do that. I think they're looking at maybe what they used to get at other facilities. So I can go back to them and kind of figure out what's reasonable and what's not.
Okay.
So fixing the agreement that they've already read through, and I told them, think about it as baseball, not just soccer. And then this letter that came in today, I'll have to go back and let them know about some of the things that we probably are not able to do, like maintain the field, chalk the field, put their bases out, things like that. But I also need to know how we're gonna charge them for knowing April and July, 2 days a week minimum.
Did they tell you how many kids total?
No, I just assumed, you know. what do you-
12 per
12 kids
team,
on a team.
That's my, like I talked with you earlier, my number one concern with this whole thing is parking.
Mhm.
'Cause that's a lot of, and then they're gonna take the parking spots away from the playground at Sabatino, because the baseball field's right there, so. I have concerns.
That I think goes more to the motion under what would be coming up under F. Right now, we're still at the amending the resolution to bring
Oh, yes, I'm
current.
sorry.
Oh, no, it was still,
No,
but
part of the same.
I'm trying to bring this all back. So with respect to the amending resolution 455. Not only would we be changing the clerk and the finance director to village administrator, we would be shifting it from only baseball to include. Only one sport to include all play. And allow play on east and west sides per the permits. And then. Is that, and then you'll, with additional amendments from Kyle, is that kind of where I understand we are right now for the amendments to. The resolution?
I believe so.
Okay, and then
Yeah.
what you're saying is they do want access to the field at some point this month, and that would be before April 20th, the next board meeting?
Most likely, she hasn't said that, but I believe that to be the case, yes.
If we have an outstanding amendment to the resolution, can we utilize the current
Well,
resolution
you
to
could just
give them the
allow, you
permit?
could allow them a temporary use till the next meeting,
And I'll monitor that.
perhaps, and then revise the whole policy. However, that's all gonna come together,
All right, then let's,
right?
thank you. Then let's go with item E. We have a motion to amend resolution 455 to bring current. I'm gonna ask. It was made by trustee Cannelli and trustee Hoff. Are you comfortable tabling or amending your motion to table it to the next meeting for amendment?
Mhm.
And then we move on to F to grant special permission for use between now and the next board meeting as we make adjustments.
Yes.
Trustee Hoff, are you on board
Yep.
for amending to the table? Okay, so we have a motion to table the amending of the resolution. Roll call vote, please.
Trustee McGuire,
Aye.
trustee Diatley,
Aye.
trustee Schatzberger. Aye. Trustee Thomas.
Aye.
Trustee Cannelli.
Aye.
Trustee Hoff.
Aye.
All in favor, no opposed, motion passes to table to the next meeting. Now, item F, discussion and motion to approve Athletes HQ Elgin use of Sabatino Ball Field from, and here's where I'll amend it, from April 7th, tomorrow, through April 20th, 2026.
No shut.
Until the board approves the amended resolution. Do I have a motion for that?
I motion that.
Trustee Thomas moves, Schatzberger seconds. That's a motion to approve their use from 4/7 to 4/20, we'll say 21 the day after.
Can they have a deck box?
4/7 to 4/21, what?
A deck box, to use for their.
Comments, questions, discussion?
Yes, can they use a lockbox, like a toolbox, you know, you see in the back of it, and then, yeah, that's what they're called. And then they have to lock it it's their responsibility to lock it to the.
And I've
backstop.
seen those, that's what I was just gonna say,
It's NAC,
it's
KNACK.
under, not
Yeah,
under,
behind
it's
the,
Guys,
uh,
to the back,
Trustee Thomas?
it's to the back of the, I've seen those, the back stuff.
It's a box that attaches to the back of the chain
Correct.
fence. Okay.
So we could allow that, fine. I don't think we want to get into field, setting up their field, chalking their fields. So I'll have, the only thing I could work through this, I just need to know what we're gonna charge, how we're gonna charge these fees.
We'll honor the ancillary fee schedule as it exists now, let them know it has already started going through. When would actually, sorry, trustee, Dan, Eugene. Thank you. You dude, once we approve in finance committee on Thursday and it comes back before the board on the 20th, when would the fee schedule take effect? Would that not be until May?
Well, it's to take effect, well, we could, take the fee schedule in effect. At the meeting, we can approve it at that point and have it take effect immediately.
Okay. So trustee Canelli, I would say for these 2 weeks, they get our old rates.
Okay.
Last I heard at the finance committee, there's not much of a difference except for the monthly fee, so maybe that won't change much, but I can't guarantee what that's gonna be until we go through finance. All right,
Got it.
thank you. So at two times a week, that's gonna be $50. It's gonna be $100 a week for the 2 weeks. $200 total for 2 weeks. Sorry, I think we have this outstanding. So moved by Thomas, seconded by Schatzberger to allow the use from 4/7 to 4/21/26. Any further comments, questions, discussion? Roll call vote.
Trustee Diatley,
Aye.
trustee McGuire,
Aye.
trustee Cannelly, trustee Hoff,
Aye.
trustee Thomas.
Aye.
Trustee Schatzberger. Aye.
All approved, no opposition, motion passes. Number 15.
Motion to adjourn.
I have a motion to adjourn from trustee Schatzberg, seconded by Diatley. All those, roll call because we're on.
Trustee Hoff,
Aye.
trustee Cannelly,
Aye.
trustee McGuire,
Aye.
trustee Thomas,
Aye.
trustee Schatzberger. Aye. Trustee Diatley.
Thank you, everybody, for everything and all of your participation tonight. We are adjourned at 10:02.